I did a video yesterday or the day before um, where I talked about some of the breaking news in the heavyweight division, namely the proposed Anthony Joshua versus Wladimir Klitschko fight. The fact that Tyson Fury had withdrawn from the Wladimir Klitschko fight, and I call it sort of BS in boxing or something like this. And um, yesterday the news broke that the reason that Tyson Fury had withdrawn from the Wladimir Klitschko fight was because of mental illness or depression. Tyson Fury feeling like he'd been done wrong by the public, done wrong by the media, done wrong by perception, and that he was sort of down in the dumps and demotivated and depressed and distressed, etc. Peter Fury gave a big interview to IFL TV where he talked at length about the struggles that Tyson was going for, the suggestion that Fury would need medical help, etc. And it was to my surprise to wake up today, and I think I was actually alerted to it by Hatman on his channel, so shout out to Hatman, great channel, that the Daily Mirror had broken a story today that Tyson Fury was potentially facing a 4-year ban because a drugs tester came to test him during his training camp for Wladimir Klitschko, and Fury told the drug tester to F off and refused to give a sample, which is punishable by a minimum ban of 4 years, so I'm told, or so the Daily Mirror article read. And do you know what? It's a terrible game, boxing, but it makes you cynical. And my first thought was, and I'll say it how it is. Let's remember when Tyson Fury pulled out of the Wladimir Klitschko fight for the first time. He pulled out with an ankle injury, the same ankle that he was later seen bouncing up and down on when he was at the Euros. But he pulled out with an ankle injury something like a day or two before the initial PED allegations broke in the news. And now what's happened? Tyson Fury has pulled out a second time, this time with mental health issues, a day before allegations have broken in the Daily Mirror that he is now in further trouble with UK anti-doping. Now, coincidences do happen in life, but to me it seems very coincidental that both of Tyson Fury's pullouts have come instantaneously before major news stories were to be broken relating to Tyson Fury and UK anti-doping. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Now, I know a few journalists, etc., and the drill seems to be when you're about to publish a story about a celebrity, a sports person, a notable public figure, the sort of thing to do is after you've got the story ready to go, you ring them up or you ring up their team and you ask for a statement or some comments, so that if the celebrity or if the sports person who the story is about wants to have their say, that can appear as part of the story that goes out in the newspaper. Now, I have no way of knowing whether or not that has happened in either of these cases, but it, to me, at least seems feasible that what actually has happened is that Tyson Fury has got wind, or Team Fury has got wind of the fact that a major news story was about to break. And as a result, they have elected to withdraw from the Klitschko fight due to citing these mental health issues, etc. Now, I'm not for 1 second saying Tyson Fury doesn't have mental health issues. What I am saying is it's very, very coincidental timing that the pullouts and the withdrawals from these fights have happened right before major news stories have broken. And I can see why fans in certain cases do feel aggrieved, because you guys know I'm a massive Tyson Fury fan. You guys know I've been a fan of his since I started this channel. But let's be honest, Fury has come out in the past and been very critical of people who've pulled out on fights from him. He's been very, very critical and abusive towards David Haye. He said he'd never pull out of a fight. And now he's pulled out of 2 sets of fights. Both times where fans have bought tickets. Both times where fans have taken time off work. Where fans have booked hotels. So people do have a right to feel aggrieved. especially considering the coincidental timing that both pullouts have come just before major scandals were, about to be listed in newspapers. It's a strange set of circumstances, and I'm not saying Fury doesn't have health issues. He's always struck me as someone who may very well have mental health issues, the way he's come across in interviews and that sort of thing. But to me, the way Peter Fury came out in that IFL interview and talked about and revealed all with these mental health issues, it did kind of make me wonder in hindsight whether Fury was creating a smokescreen, potentially in the knowledge that there was about to be a major news story broke. That he wanted to have people talking about the depression and the mental health issues as opposed to the news story that was about to break. And when we've heard Peter Fury asked about the allegations, he's not been very specific, has he? He said they're nonsense, they're crap, they're bullshit. He's not really come out and given evidence one way or the other. And I know there's a limit to what he can do, but it's frustrating. And for me, this ties in with Peter Fury's role in that camp seeming to become more and more a promoter. I did a video, and this was part of my BS in boxing, where I said, why did Peter Fury give the impression that Hughie Fury fight was on the cards, when clearly it was never on the cards? Why has he gone and done that? Why has he gone and created that hype? Why did Peter Fury say that the opponent Hughie's going to be in with was a bigger challenge than Anthony Joshua, when it was Andy Ruiz? Why is this hype coming up? Why does Peter Fury constantly say Hughie's next opponent will be a top 10 fighter, a top 5 fighter? My point is, I'm not being specific to one of these claims. My point is that the Furies, who have this reputation as being very straight talkers, no nonsense, no crap, let's be honest, they are they're inclined to promote just like everyone else is in boxing. And I don't blame them for that whatsoever. But all of this stuff about how they're straight talkers, how they, don't say anything but the truth is nonsense. They're the same as anyone else in boxing as far as I'm concerned. And this is coming from someone who considers himself a major Team Fury fan. But I'm really frustrated. I'm someone who's followed Tyson Fury and Hughie Fury from the very early stages of their careers, and I'm someone who loves watching them fight and who's totally behind them. And I've been frustrated and annoyed with watching how things have developed, the inactivity, the pullouts, the withdrawals, the constant withdrawals from both sides, whether it's the opponents, etc. And I am dubious. One thing I will say about these performance-enhancing drugs allegations is I'm yet to see anything that convinces me that either Fury was ever on performance-enhancing drugs. There seems to be a lot of smoke and mirrors about the initial test. And Tyson Fury refusing to take a drug test, that could just be because he was livid with UK anti-doping because of the initial scandal that came out. And, maybe when that scandal broke, someone came to visit him to test him and he lost his rag and told him to go away. That's not necessarily saying that he's off his head on performance-enhancing drugs whatsoever. So I'm not for 1 second buying into those allegations. I don't know if he is or if he isn't on performance-enhancing drugs. My instinct is not, but how do I know sitting here on my couch whether he is or not? But one thing I will say is, I think the Furies have been guilty of smoke and mirrors. I think the Furies have been guilty of creating a bit of hype and maybe setting fans' expectations wrongly. And I think it's very strange timing that this second pullout has occurred and that this news about Tyson Fury's mental health issues have been broken at exactly the same point as a second scandal. A second major newspaper breaking a story about Tyson Fury falling foul of UK anti-doping. Let's not forget that when he pulled out with his ankle injury, I think that was pretty instantaneous before a major story broke about a failed drug test, or certainly a test where there was some suggestion performance-enhancing drugs had been found in his sample. It's a messy situation. It's keeping both guys out of the ring. It's really causing problems in the heavyweight division and in both of their careers. And I really think it's time that a way is found to sort it. I think if evidence is available, it should be published. And now is the time for real straight talking, as opposed to smoke and mirrors. Let me know your thoughts, people. What was your take on this story? Are the two linked? And of course, I'm in no way saying here that the Tyson Fury has failed a drug test. I don't know if he has. I'm in no way saying he doesn't have mental health issues. Maybe he does. What I am saying is it's very possible that they've raised the mental health issues at this point to act as a smokescreen for allegations that were due to come out in a newspaper. Let me know your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this, take the time to hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, please press subscribe. Many thanks for watching.